Hey guys, welcome back. So another thing I was thinking about on our program to another thing I was trying to add on our program. It's also I just wanted to resize this. I'm gonna do window dot geometry because I want to make my application only to a certain size so I can work better with it. I'll show you guys right now. Okay. So that's the size of application I'm gonna get. Okay, so another thing else I wanted to show you guys. Um, I wanted to show you the grid option because we were doing the pack option. I had the pack option. So the differences between the pack and the grid and the place, which I didn't mention here, is that the pack function will allow you to pack things on the screen randomly. You would do it for yourself, but it's more in blocks. So when you use pack function, like we had before, it's only gonna pack on the screen. Now the grid, you have rows and columns. That's how it operates. It will allow you to, just like on Excel, on Microsoft Excel, you have the rows and the columns. Columns is pretty much horizontal. Columns will be pretty much vertical, and the rows are gonna be horizontal. Think of rows as in the when you go to the stadium, you have the bleachers, and you see the line, all the bleachers there. So that's a horizontal. That's a row. That's a row that we're talking about. And a column is the vertical. Like, for example, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, row 1, row 2, 1, 3. And so that's going to be our grid option, our grid function. And the reason why I want to use the grid is because the pack is just for what I want to do with the application. The pack, it's more, I would say it's more random, but with the grid you have more ability to organize the widgets on the screen. And there's a even better method to display stuff on the screen, which is the place method. When you use the place function, what you can do is actually place it more precise, pixel by pixel. But for now, I'm going to use the grid option because it's just easier to deal with for now. Okay, so I'm gonna do grid, and for the grid, I have to specify the row and the column, and the pad X and the pad Y. You don't have to specify that. It's only if you want to. The widget, when you place the widget, let me show you here. Okay, so everything that's placed on the screen is called a widget, like I mentioned before. This button right here, calculate, is a widget. The entry boxes. So when I do pad X, it's the padding. I'm adding a space on the X axis. If that makes sense. So the X, it's working on the horizontal level, and the Y, it's working on the vertical level. So when I do, I'll show here, guys. So when I do padding X, I'm just adding 10 pixels of space around my widget on the horizontal level. And the Y, and the padding Y, I'm just adding a padding, pretty much a blank space, or a space between my widget, around my widget on the Y axis. So that's pretty much what it is. So row, it's gonna be the row. Think of the bleachers, like the first 0 is the very first row. On computing, we usually starts on 0, and then we go to 1, 2, 3. So, I want it to sit. So this row 0, it's basically my first entry box right here. It's sitting on on the top corner, top left corner, that's the first row. And if I want to do, that's row 0. This is, I'm doing this for the what's it called? The entry number 1, my entry box number 1. So row 0, column 0, and the padding, and also number 2, entry box row 2, and row and column 0. Same column, but different rows, so it doesn't sit on top of each other. So if I do row, let's say 1, let's see what happens. If I specify 1 here, I gotta close my other instance. If I do 1, we won't see much difference, but if we do 5, we're gonna see that I shifted down. I put it down a little bit. So my entry box number 2, it's at sitting at row 5. But I don't want that. I just want to work. I just want to do number 2. I just want it to be close, and then have the calculate button right at beneath it. Okay, so that's what I want to do for now. I want to show you guys, and so one thing that we have to be very mindful here. If you guys copied my code, you guys are gonna have to also change, instead of using the pack, guys are gonna have to use the grid for every other thing. So the label, the button down here, don't forget to put the grid and specify where you want it. For example, let's work on the label right now. I specified label row 4, column 8. So if you do here, my label is just gonna generate the text right beneath it. What I can do is, sorry, yeah. So the label row 4, column 0, right? So column 0, it's just following this line right here, and row 4. It's so Python is dealing with it here. You guys can't see the lines, the grid lines, but just imagine that the row 4, it should be right here after the row number 3. So let's see if I can. I'm just gonna show you guys real quick here. If I do column 5, for example, for that label, probably not even going to see the label. But let's just. Alright, there we go. So label, it's placed at row 5 here, further apart. So that's how grid works, and it's better to use grid than pack because it will allow me to manage the widgets better on the screen. Okay, so I'm just gonna do column 0 for now. Okay, so using Tkinter, it's very simple. It's all about memorizing the library, getting used to it. There's other functions that we're gonna do here. I just wanted to show you guys first before we dive into another thing that we're gonna do. I just wanted to show you guys the grid, the importance of the grid. There's another method called place, but we're gonna use it later. I don't want to use it right now because grid is more simple. Once we have a better understanding of grid, we can do the other one. Okay, so my application is looking fine. What can I put on the right side here? I can use this other side to do something else. But first, since I'm summing two numbers right here, I actually want to make it seem better looking, better design. What I can do, one thing I'm gonna do here for this window is that I want to type in window. Let's see, configure, and I want to change the color that it has. I want to do light blue for now. It's gonna be blue. What if I want to just do blue? It's just blue. I don't like that color. I don't like that. I prefer light blue, and light green is good. I'm just gonna try light green. There are other colors too. That's even better. I forgot the name of this other light green that I wanted to write. cyan. Let's try that one. Nah, it's kind of weird. Let me see. Just light blue for now. But yeah, so we just we just made something better on our program right now. We just improved it. Let me run it again. It's giving me an error. I probably typed something wrong. Misspelled it. Light blue. There we go. Okay. So another thing that we can do is, I was thinking right here, because I have this entry box, and they're kind of big, by the way, but it's okay. I'm gonna resize it later. But I wanna just tell my user that these two boxes are summing each other. It's a sum. I'm adding those two numbers. So I'm gonna place. I just want to place a second entry box on a third row maybe. See how that works? That's better. But now I'm gonna have to move my button a little bit down as well. So I'm gonna do my button row 4. Let's see how that looks. That's better. And what I can do is place another label. And for that label, I'm gonna call it. Just gonna plus. I'm gonna make a variable called plus. Sign equals tk.label window plus sign. And I want to instead of packing it, I'm gonna do grid. I'm gonna do plus sign dot grid, and I'll place it in between my entry boxes. So my first entry box, where is it sitting at? So row 0, row 3. So I'm gonna place this symbol on row 2. And row 2, column 0. It's fine. Let's see how it looks. It didn't work yet. Row 2, column 0. Am I missing anything? Okay, it's not displaying anything, so I just gotta investigate what it is. Row 2, column 0. Let me place it more further down. The second one more further down. My button also row 5. Let's try that. It's still not doing it. Let's see what's going on here. Maybe because of the padding. I have to remember that too. Pad Y0. Pad Y0. Let's go with that. Not gonna work that way. Because I'm looking for a space between them. Row 4, row 2. Okay, let's just, maybe it's just, I'm gonna do row 0 for the first one and row 1, and then I'm gonna do label, row 2, row 1. See how that works. Let me not forget about my button. 3. Let's see how everything comes together. Let's see. plus sign, row 2, column 0. Oh no, this is just my label there. Okay, so hold on. So my label for my function to calculate, that one has to be all the way at the bottom. Maybe that's the confusion I'm making here. So my button has to say before that. So row number 3, button. Okay. Row number 2, it's gonna go my plus sign. Row number. So entry box number row 0, good. Row. Go to row 3 here. This one. Let's see how it works. It's getting there. Okay. Let me just put my button a little bit more down. Row 4. So I noticed that I feel like the button has the padding. It's probably just disturbing it. Let me try that. Okay. All right. Row 5. Okay, so with grid, I can already tell that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you put something on for row 5, row 10, row 11. It's gonna be on that row, but it's kind of like an order. It's like a queue. You know, whoever comes on row 1, it's gonna be sitting on that row 1. It's gonna come before everyone else. Row 2nd, row 3rd, row 4th. That's how we do the widget. So widget number, let's say widget number 1, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So that's pretty much how the grid works in a way. We're just naming the just telling the widget in what order it's gonna come. Okay. So now let me try to place my label. Okay, so I can. Okay, so my whole problem here for my label that I'm trying to put the plus sign, it's that I have the indentation here. It's one thing that you guys can have to be mindful about is if I put it right here, it has a space right here, right? So that means it's inside this function. It's gonna be inside this function. It's only gonna read it when I call this when this function executes. But what I want to do here is I just want to place the plus sign with in the middle, in between the two entry box. So that should solve my problem. Okay, that was just a very silly problem, mistake, but it's part of it. And okay, so I have the plus sign here in between my entry boxes. We spent all that time trying to figure it out. And my other label, it's just displaying right here on top of my calculate button. So I just gotta fix that real quick. So label. So who got the button got row 5. Label has to be row 6. Let's just do that. So when I do 10 plus 10, it should come right down here. Okay, so our program it's a little bit better. Not the best thing ever yet. But okay, we're just messing around with Tkinter and seeing how things are with Tkinter. On the next video, I'm gonna try to make it with you guys. I'm gonna try to show you guys how to draw objects on the screen, or maybe use frames, and just try something better with Tkinter. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. This will help me keep making videos here for you. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I hope you guys are learning something, because I'm using this channel to basically learn. As I learn, I teach, and by teaching people, you learn better. So that's the whole idea of this channel for me so far. Maybe the channel in the future will become something better. I don't know. But yeah, my goal is to become a real programmer, a professional programmer. So yeah, we're heading over there. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. leave a comment on the channel. Thank you.